I'm going to give you one other factor in this game. And I've been thinking this for a long time. Every game the Bengals have played in this postseason has gone down to the end, the very end. Even the Raider game, that was a game at the 2-minute warning. Every game has been close.
Fourth down inside the 10-yard line. They intercepted a pass on fourth down.
Yeah. And so tell me now, this is going to sound really weird. We're talking about who's got the edge. Who's got the edge at kicker? Evan McPherson would have the edge over Justin Tucker right now. That's how good he is. McPherson versus Gay is a gigantic edge for the Bengals. And hey, who knows? Maybe it comes down to a 29-yarder, so who really cares? But McPherson has shown that nothing scares him, nothing shakes him up. To me, he's the Joe Burrow of kickers.
I just think that when you're talking about single elimination, when you're talking about championship on the line, the longer that Joe Burrow hangs around, the greater the chance he's going to make that throw, make that play, make that run with Chris Jones breathing down his neck, and he runs away from him and gets a first down. I remember when that happened in the AFC Championship. That was when I first said, oh, crap, the Bengals are going to win this game.
The Bengals are going to win it.
When that play happened, that's the kind of thing that makes everyone think this is real. And so for the Rams to do it, I hate to say it, it's got to be an old-school, boring Super Bowl. They've got to kick the crap out of them early. They've got to knock them down on the mat. They've got to keep them down.
Yeah.
When it's 21-3, it's got to become 34-3. You've got to keep going and going. And Sean McVay's smart enough to figure that out. And unfortunately, it'll make for a bad Super Bowl if it happens. But that's the Rams' safest play, because otherwise Burrow's going to find a way to will his team back into it.
I don't see the Bengals getting routed in this game. I just don't see it. Every game down the stretch of this season. Let's go back to the Chargers game in the regular season. They're behind 900-0, and all of a sudden it's 24-22, and the Bengals and what was it? Mixon fumbled, and the Chargers bring it back for a touchdown. Game over. But the Bengals were driving after being down 24 points early. The Bengals are driving to win that game. So I don't see the Bengals getting routed. What I see a close game, and I think one of the quarterbacks is going to make a play late in the game that's going to be the crucial play.
Who do you
to
trust
win the game.
Who do you trust between the two?
I probably trust Burrow a little bit more. I'm going to pick the Bengals. I'm not convinced in any way that the Bengals are going to win, but I just think I've seen too often, going back to, I covered their game against San Francisco in Cincinnati, where they're down 2 scores with 10 minutes to go. And he just invents crap on the fly.
Well, and he's got an amazing access to the entire playbook.
Yeah.
Any given moment, needs a play that's going to work, and he's got it. He did that multiple times this year to get them out of bad spots, to get them into good plays. And I've already picked the Rams, but I don't feel good about it.
You wouldn't be surprised.
I want the Bengals to win.
You feel exactly the way I do. I was on Pardon the Interruption the other day, and I basically flip-flopped because I said, I will pick the Bengals if you can tell me that their line is going to make sure that the Rams don't make a mockery of this game. And I'm really on the fence about whether they can do it. But I think if I don't do it, I don't gamble. If I had to put $10 down somewhere, I would put $10 down on the Bengals.
And the pass rush, to me, is what pushed me toward the Rams, because we saw it in Super Bowl 50 with the Broncos and Cam Newton. We saw it last year with the Buccaneers and Patrick Mahomes. And I know that Joe Burrow is a magic man, but he still got swallowed up repeatedly against the Titans. And but for Ryan Tannehill's 3 interceptions, they're home watching this on TV. Joe Burrow may be here making the rounds. And
hating every minute of it.
Yeah, I just think that Rams pass rush with Aaron Donald drawing so much attention, opening it up for Von Miller and Leonard Floyd, that's where I think the difference is going to be.
And
We've
you know
seen
what?
it
It's just not Aaron Donald. One thing I really like about Aaron Donald, he's got some no-name guys on that defense. And every time Aaron Donald talks about their defensive effort, he mentions, Sebastian Day and Gaines and their linebackers and Nick Scott, this safety who came out of nowhere. Quiz question. Who's got the last interception, assuming Tom Brady doesn't play again, who's got the last interception ever of Tom Brady?
Well, it would have to be somebody from the Rams. Was it Weddle?
Nick Scott.
Oh, Nick Scott.
7th-round pick from Penn State a couple of years ago, who was drafted when John Fossil called him before the draft, and he goes, I'm going to try everything in my power to get you on this team. And that's all he was drafted as, a special teamer. Hasn't played much, and now that he has to play, the one thing about the Rams that's interesting, people make a mockery of them trading all their ones, and I understand that. I get it. You want your first-round picks. But do you realize that since Sean McVay has taken over this job in 2017, the Los Angeles Rams have the second most draft choices in the NFL? They're just not in the first round.
They're using their lottery tickets later.
Yeah, and so a Nick Scott comes through, the 253rd pick or whatever he was, and to me, I love these underdog guys just coming through on this gigantic stage. And look, you know, Mike, did you see earlier today? Eric Weddle's going to have the green dot on his helmet.
Yes.
And he'll be calling the signals in the huddle. Eric Weddle, who, what was it now, 32 days ago was the carpool dad in San Diego for his kids, you know, retired for 2 years, had not played football in 734 days. Welcome to the playoffs, Mr. Weddle.
Well, Peter likes the Bengals. I like the Rams. I just want a good game. But
yeah.
I have a feeling the better the game is, the more the opening is going to exist for the Bengals to take it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.